Good afternoon. Thank everyone for coming. I have taken some time to speak to you because I needed time to process the events. I do not want this carnival to be about me. I am in service to the people of Grenada, and my role is to deliver a safe, successful, professionally run, fun-filled carnival. Therefore, when many of you, my colleagues and friends in the media, contacted me upon release of Scholar's song, I said nothing because I honestly wanted two things. The first one was to keep doing my job and not be distracted as we are in the heat of Spicemas. And secondly, to be very honest, because people know I speak my truth, I really just wanted this to disappear. However, it hasn't. And instead, the composer and the singer of the song has gone on a media blitz, making it personally more painful for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a human just like you, and this has hurt me. It has made me a target of ridicule. In the morning before I get to the office, I am heckled. When I go on lunch, I am heckled. When I'm sitting on my veranda at home, people pass by heckling me. Honestly, this song has made it very difficult for me because it has embodied bullies and bigots to cast disparaging remarks at me. Whatever the creator of the song intended it to mean, that's up for debate. Individuals are using it to be very nasty towards me. It is my wish that no one has to go through what I have gone through the past weeks. And I say this to the public for the sake of anyone who is being bullied or abused, that this experience is not easy. And if anyone has a friend who is subject to bullying or abuse, give them as much support as possible. I am a strong person. I think many of you know that. And my focus is to stay focused and to get the business of Carnival done. But I will say, speaking my truth, that this has been difficult for me. I would like to thank my family, my friends, and my staff for being very supportive. However, in spite of my own battle, I believe the song says much more about the composer and the singer than it says anything about me. Let me therefore clarify a few things. The truth is, I do love Pan. Secondly, the truth is I do love the sound of Pan. The truth is that I am not solely responsible for the Panorama problem which took place last year. In fact, if you were to ask any member of my board, they will tell you that I objected on several occasions to the process and what was happening with Panorama last year. In fact, if you were to ask any member of my board, they will tell you that I objected to the process and to many of the things with regarding to Panorama last year. And it is on record in our minutes that I objected. Okay? Because I said to myself, the contractor that we were asked to use, that was recommended by the Steel Pan Association, was the said contractor that we hired the year before who could not deliver. It is in the minutes of my board. If you were to ask any member or any director on my board, you would see that regardless what I objected, and I insisted that it be tabled in the minutes that I objected. Okay? Now I know a lot of people said, well, he's the CEO of Spicemas. Yes, but I do have a boss. And my boss is the board of directors of the Spicemas Corporation and the Minister of Culture. I cannot disregard the wishes of my boss. Even though I disapprove or I disagree with what is being done, I am hired in the operational capacity of Spicemas, so I follow the orders given to me. It is unfortunate that my board of directors, have not officially made a statement on this. I know that a statement is in the making, and the only reason I'm saying it is because people seem to not understand how business works. I am the operational person, and even though I may disagree with a point, and with regards to Panorama, I did disagree with how things were being handled, I made sure that I voiced my disapproval and my disagreement. Now, this is contrary to what the singer has said on many interviews. In fact, he says that it is not about my sexual orientation. When he refers to Pum Pum, he's talking about Pan, and it's my dislike for Pan. And it's unfortunate. I am able to speak my truth, and some people can't speak their own truth. So I guess very soon it will be okay for a child to tell another child, hush your pum pum, because pum pum means pan. Therefore, what it says about the writer and singer is that they have a problem with the truth. Indeed, he may not like the truth or really understand what the truth is all about. It also says that the gentleman who holds the highest office in the Ministry of Education may not care about the example he is portraying to the children and teachers of this nation. One has to ask, how does he address bullying in schools if he is involved in his own campaign of bullying? The song also tells of a man who has built his career on attacking individuals, that he may not have grown as an artist, or maybe he is not able to exist as an artist if he is not attacking someone. In summary, it tells a sad tale of an individual who cannot seem to rise to a level where he boldly tackles the issues we face in our country. And I could name it: child molestation, drugs, violence, big men interfering with little children. There are so many different issues that can be tackled by Calypsonians. But it seems like he does not like the truth at all. It is my wish that we can rise above all of this and be more positive and less degrading for the sake of our music and culture, for the sake of our children and their future. I will not speak on this issue anymore, but I will now focus on the business of Carnival. I will now take questions you have on anything Carnival related.
So you are not facilitating any questions on the subject?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
And the reason I've decided to do this is because the business of Carnival is here. I'm supposed to be on every radio station, every television station, talking about what's happening in Carnival. But this has been over my head, and I don't want Spicemas to be about me. What I do in my private confines or my personal choices has nothing to do with whether I'm capable of handling the job of Spicemas or not. Spicemas is not about me. It's about pan, calypso, soca, groovy, costume, revelry, vendors selling on the streets, people making an extra dollar, visitors coming in. It's about us as a people, not about me.
But then there will be the question of whether or not legal action is being considered. I mean, that's what everybody wants to ask.
I am not interested in any legal action. I think I'm interested in the truth. I can speak my truth. I am not hiding who I am. I'm not telling you that something means something when it doesn't mean something, because I am not going to insult the intelligence of the Grenadian people. I think the Grenadian people are more concerned with whether I'm getting the job done or not, or who I sleep with, or my preference for anything. I think as citizens, you're interested that I'm being honest in the job that I am doing, that I'm doing it to the best of my ability, and that we are putting Spicemas on the map every day. In fact, if you look at this year, we can't find flights to get people in. We can't find hotel rooms to get people in. And that is the business of Carnival that I want to be talking about. I want you to come and say, Mr. Seetahal, what are we doing? People can't get flights. Mr. Seetahal, what are we doing to develop the product? Mr. Seetahal, what can we do to get prices up to a level that we could bring back our big guns in the competition? Not about my personal life. That is irrelevant. So any questions on Carnival? I know you guys know we would have moved the Groovy Monarch, the Groovy Semis to Tantine Hardcourt, and of course it's becoming ever more popular. And a lot of you are Carnival City followers, so you know what happens when we have a crowd of 500 people there, and we know that the crowd is going to be bigger. We believe the facility is going to be better to accommodate everybody. At Carnival City, we do have a situation because it's a mixed crowd. You have the age who come to sit down and enjoy the show, but then when the revelers start to jump up in front of the stage, they really can't see the performance. So we're looking to cater for everyone because Carnival is family-oriented.
Okay. I know that there was supposed to be an investigation into what happened last year. What was the outcome of that investigation?
That has never been completed. From what I know that there were two commissioners in the inquiry. I know there was Mr. Dow and Mr. Campbell. I know Mr. Campbell would have submitted his report. I think the report outstanding was that of Mr. Dow. From all indication, I know that the new minister, in his position has requested that there must be some continuance or some level of closure. So hopefully we will get that closure very soon. But for me, call me whatever you want, but don't lie on me. If you look at the history of Pan, when I came into Spicemas, there was a debt owing to Pan. It's not there anymore. When I came into Spicemas, the platinum sponsor of Pan decided that they didn't want to sponsor Pan, they wanted to sponsor all of Carnival. We didn't have a sponsor for the Pan Expression, but we made sure that we found ways to make sure that it continues. I love Pan. Okay? And I'll go on to say my last statement, because since Pum Pum means Pan, Kirk Seetahal loves Pum Pum.
Coming back to the groovy, based on the popularity that the songs have gained and based on the quality being produced by the groove artists, there is a consideration by some that it should be on a night of its own in terms of...
Yeah, recommendations have been brought to the board of directors of the SMC, and we are considering it. When you look at it, it has grown leaps and bounds. We have endeavored over the past couple years to try to increase the prizes. When I started here in 2016, the first prize was 10,000. It's now 25,000, and we're always looking at ways that we can better it. I'm also happy to say that there's much debate, but we've done our research as well, and we do have the highest prizes in the Caribbean, with the exception of Trinidad, which stands on its own. But that in no way says that we don't have to move further. This year again, we've increased the prizes for the winners. Caribbean Airlines is the official airline of Spicemas, and of each winner in the Calypso, Soca, Groovy, and the National Queen Show, they'll get 2 tickets to anywhere Caribbean Airlines flies. And I also asked for the date to be extended, so those are valid for 2 years. So we're looking at that. Colombian Emeralds has come on board in terms of jewelry, watches. We're looking at different ways we can beef up the package as we go along. Because definitely, I was in Trinidad last year, and I could tell you their Soca Monarch has no comparison to what we offer here.
Okay. If I could just put in a question there about the groovy. Initially, the groovy belonged to, I think at that time, the name, if it was G-Pact or whatever, but the groovy was belonging to the Calypsonians. And they had it for a couple of years, and then when they could not handle it, it came over to the organization. Now that it has grown and it can stand on itself, where it seems that it can sustain itself, has any dialogue been held with Calypsonians in terms of they taking back the competition, or have they approached SMC and said,
well,
okay,
that is something that I will talk on at a later time.
Okay.
What I could tell you is that we have been written by them, by the association, saying that they own the rights for Groovy. In the past, there was a fee that was paid to them annually for the rights. I know that we are looking at it right now from a legal perspective, because we did have a conversation with Mr. Monroe, who said that he gave the rights to a specific person, but there isn't like a written contract or agreement. So right now I really can't talk much more on it, but I could tell you it's something that we can discuss in the future, because we're trying to wrap ourselves around who really owns it. What do we owe GPAC, because GPAC is the organization that says they have the rights to it. Definitely we were paying some sort of royalty in the past, so how this continues, it's something that we're discussing at the moment.
I know you said you would not want to speak in detail or facilitate questions about that situation with the Pum Pum song, but I know there was a particular night when you had refused to attend the Carnival City event because you said, of course, that you feared for your safety. Given the fact that Scholar may be performing this song in maybe semis and final, I mean, what is your plan? Will you be out still supporting?
No, listen, I'm supporting the event. If this song brings more people to the March Gras, I am all happy for it, because there are still outstanding bills that are needed to be paid. So maybe this controversy will rile up interest, and people will not just be being Facebook bargains, but they will actually come out and buy a panorama ticket, because I know Comancheros is playing the song. So if you like the song, come out and support. I really need to fill seats. We really need to pay some bills. You're a Scholar fan, just like I am a Scholar fan. You will come out at the March Gras and you will support all the Calypsonians, and let's really push the art form forward. In the first instance, it was very new to me. It was the first time I had been, sitting on my veranda and young fellas going home after they block and they drunk and they decide to stop and say all the different things. And I wasn't sure how I was wrapping myself around it, and I needed to take some time, and that's why I didn't show up. I was there last week when he sang it at Groovy. Yes, there were the people outside heckling, and which I find so funny and so strange, that men are actually standing up outside and singing to me. And I have to say, well, who is the gay person, because I've never sang a song to a man before, So it has its ups and its downs.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of paying the bills, can you bring us up to date with the financials?
Right now we are about $400,000 in debt. Moved from $1 million something a couple years ago. We're definitely hoping that this carnival will be as successful as last year, where we can really dent that. We're in negotiations even with our current debt holders, and we had a meeting with Judah just a couple days ago, where he has also agreed to reduce his debt to a certain level. So the negotiations happen. We're also looking to tighten up from our end, because every year I do see different areas of wastage. Last year I saw wastage when I was standing at the gate. I saw all the avenues where people sneak in and sneak out. So we're looking at tightening our belts so we can reduce costs, and also negotiating with the people that we have outside there. Our two biggest people that we owe would be Judah Sound System and the Grenada National Stadium. So we really focus on trying to pay our debts so we could start to invest in the product. So we could start to invest in things like our own tables and chairs, our own tents that cost us a lot of money to rent. Probably not a big stage, but a small stage for like different things, But we need to do something. This year we're investing in the panorama stage. It's costing us about $130,000. The advantage of that is that all the platforms and stuff will belong to us, so we can use them the following year. So we're taking it in stride, and we're moving from there.
Okay. With regards to the Groovy preliminaries and the soca, I know that there were comments in terms of the quality of artists that was on the stage. Have you seen anything happen that you would want not repeat itself next year?
I think, it's twofold. And as we move along, things seem to just go to another level. One of the reasons we stopped vetting the CDs to pick people out is because of technology. You listen to a CD and a man is singing so good on the CD because of all the technology to fix his voice and do all the different things, and then when you see him on stage, it's a total different person singing the song. What we are going to look forward to doing next year is probably vet them for content. Okay, not necessarily judge them to put them in a semi-final round of competition through CD, but really vet them for content. And if we have to have a conversation with the artist, we will. I think that we really need to look at our music, and I think that we also need to look at ourselves as a people. Last year I saw us jump into a song that kind of glorified gang rape, and we were fine. And then we were the first set of people to have a candlelight vigil. I'm just saying that, we need to stop being hypocrites as a people.
So on the lighter side of things, tell me what's going on in Mass now, because that's my neck of the woods.
It's your neck of the woods. Mass is as Mass is. We're having a meeting on Friday, next week Friday, with all Mass band leaders, with the Royal Grenada Police Force, to put all things together for Spicemas 2018, to finalize the route, to talk about the licensing of trucks on the road, to make sure that the trucks are safe and ready to be on the road for Carnival. So we'll be discussing all of that next week Friday, and you are invited to be a part of it, to cover the event.